teapots, you know.
Yeah, bedpan. Isn't it called a bedpan?
No.
Well, what's a bedpan then?
Well, a bedpan, what they use in hospitals. If you can't get out of bed, you know.
All right.
Give you a bedpan to sit on, yeah.
All right. So you're talking about something that goes underneath the bed that you just use in the middle of the night.
Yeah. If you want to, well, you can't get up and go outside just to go for a wee, you know. Don't make sense, does it?
So the outside toilet, right? So that was you were using that back in the 20s, weren't you? When
yes.
It was a tub in the 20s. See,
Oh,
it must have been quite scary because it's dark around there, isn't it?
Oh yes.
How did you feel about going to the toilet in the middle of the night?
I was never scared.
No?
No, I never scared going down. No. No. Until during the war, and then there were a lot of black soldiers used to come to a house down below, and sometimes they used to get the wrong passage, come to ours.
Right.
So I was a bit scared then. Mother and I'd always go down together. One would hold a flashlight, you know.
I suppose you wouldn't have seen many black people around before then.
No. And I mean, they didn't do it on purpose. They just got the wrong passage, you see.
Yeah.
I know my grandma met him once in the passage, and she played heck with him, you know. Yeah, she gave him about time, didn't she, my grandma? Oh, they were real apologetic, you know.
Oh, were they from the West Indies or something?
They were Americans.
Oh, right, I see.
Yeah. Black Americans. They used to come to Mrs. White's house. Passage down below the house at the front, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why were they there at her house for?
Well, sleep with her, I guess.
Oh, right, see. Right.
Yeah.
Well, a bunch of them.
Eh?
A lot of them did.
Well, quite a few, yeah. And you see, she had a door in the passage, and they used to go through that passage and go in that door. Well, we didn't have any door.
Oh, yeah. A door in the passageway, not at the end of the passage. Yeah, I know those doors, yeah.
And we didn't have one in our passage, you see.
Right.
So when my grandma went out, they were all feeling it black dark, you know.
Feeling for the door in the passage.
Feeling for the door in the passage,
yeah.
you know. So my grandma gave a good talking to.
See?
Yeah, and she had a daughter called Gwenny or something. Similar name to my Gwenny. Sounded like Jenny. And sometimes at Hopkinson, they think it was me they'd seen with a black soldier, you know, and it wasn't. It definitely wasn't. But it's a big, you know, in the dark. And they'd probably see...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she had blonde, she had her hair dyed real blonde, you know.
Right, see.
Yeah.
What, so mother and daughter were sleeping with the black soldiers then?
Mother and daughter, yeah.
Oh, right, I see.
Well, they used to go out drinking with them, sometimes, and then they'd all roll home, you know, to their place. And then one day, the MPs drove up in a jeep, rounding up the guys that were A1, you know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bit of excitement, you know. Could write a book, I tell you.
Did you see those MPs quite a lot? Were they always American MPs?
Oh, yes.
Did the British have any MPs?
Oh, yeah, I suppose so, but there weren't any British soldiers. There were all American ones that came there, black ones.
Right. But the MPs were never black, though, were they?
No.
Yeah, definitely a white man's job.
Yeah, it was. I know. Your granddad once had to run because there were MPs.
Yeah.
And he was A1, and we were in Manchester.
Yeah.
And we took off like a shot, you know, before they saw him. Yeah. Then another time we were in Manchester as well. We didn't see any in town in Huddersfield unless they came specifically, you know, to catch somebody.
Yeah.
And we were walking along, and you were holding me up. I must have been feeling pretty, you know. Yeah.
Come on, tell the truth. You were drunk.
No, I couldn't have walked if I'd been drunk.
Yeah.
And we're walking along, and he didn't want to leave me in case I fell over it. And we walked right past them, and they never stopped him.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. They would have taken him if they had, if they had, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, we'd been to Bellevue. And we used to walk into Manchester, catch the train, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Well, the war years, I mean,
oh, yeah.
Obviously there were a bad time, but there were some fun times in the war years as well.
Oh, there was, yes. Because you just threw caution to the wind. You thought, oh, we might be dead tomorrow. You never know.
May as well make the most of it.
Yeah. That's it.
I think that's definitely what Mrs. So-and-so was thinking. What was she called again? Mrs.
Wiper.
Mrs. Wiper. See.
Yeah.
So did she have a husband that was in the war or something? Or?
I don't know. I've never heard of a husband. I don't think she had a husband. Well, she must have had at one time, but I never saw one, you know.
Right.
No. And after the war, she lived there until she died in that house. And neighbours were all friendly with her and that, you know. She was just a neighbour kind of thing, you know. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I remember when Mother wrote in one of her letters, Mrs. Wiper died, you know, years after, yeah. Right. Yeah, there are all sorts of things going on. Yeah.
Kind of funny, really.
Yeah.
So who was this French soldier that you were telling me about?
Oh, that was what do you call him now?
Was it Maurice or
Maurice
something?
Galix.
Galix.
Yeah. I only knew him for about a week when I worked on the land, you know.
Right.
He was very nice, very polite, yeah.
He spoke English well?
Yes, he did. Yes. Really good.
I wonder where he was from then. He's probably from one of the big cities.
He said he was from, he lived in the Riviera.
Oh, right, down south.
In the Riviera, he said, yeah.
Oh, right.
Of course, I didn't know where the Riviera was then, you know.
It sounded nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Riviera.
Well, he showed me pictures, you know, his family and that, you know. Oh, look posh, you know. Yeah. Nice. Well, there were uniforms everywhere, you know, all nationalities and that. Oh, you got on a train and they were all crowded with soldiers and sailors and, you know, yeah. Yeah. That's for sure.
Different coloured uniforms as well? Were they all different colours or were they all mainly green?
Well, they were mostly khaki colours.
Right.
Different shades of khaki, you know.
Bet there's no grey though, right?
Yes.
No grey?
No.
Because that's the German colour, wasn't it?
That was German, yes. Yeah. We got one or two Russian sailors once.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Somebody pointed them out to me, all the Russian sailors, you know.
What, in Huddersfield? What were they doing here in Huddersfield?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe they were just sightseeing.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. We didn't see many. I think that's the only time I saw any, you know. Yeah. Of course, there was, you know, we weren't that far from the coast, were we?
Yeah, I suppose not.
Right. Yeah, there were strange times. Oh, and it was so black. Unless there was a moon, you know, it's just jet black. You couldn't see a thing, you know. No. You weren't allowed to show a lighter of any kind, or else you'd have a warden shouting, "Get that light out," you know.
Yeah. Why were these guys everywhere? These what do they call them? Night wardens or something? What are they called?
Wardens.
Area wardens. Were they everywhere? Were they walking around everywhere?
Oh yes. Well, each district had the wardens.
Right,
you know, they volunteered, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're showing a light, they'd bang on your door. They banged next door to us once, you know, because there was a light showing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you ever find yourself walking around in the dark, trying to get back from the pub or something?
It's funny how you can find your way. I don't know, I never got lost. I never bad myself going home from a pub anyway.
Alright, so you didn't have any moments where you were walking around in the dark and you could sense there were other people around and you don't know who they were?
Oh yes, sometimes, yeah. That's why I didn't like moonlight nights, because I could see people sometimes. I'd rather not see them, you know, if they're anybody kind of scary, you know. I'd rather not see them. I didn't like moonlight nights, no. I figured they could see me, you know.
Well, I'm guessing you were dressed up, right? So you probably had fancy shoes on, and you probably made a lot of noise when you...
any fancy shoes on.
No?
No, you got to wear whatever you could get.
Right.
Always had a pair of flat brogues, you know, and that lasted me for years.
Alright, so maybe when you were walking around, then you weren't making too much noise. Were you like a silent walker?
Oh yes.
So you could hear other people, but they couldn't hear you?
Light-footed, yeah.
Alright, so I see what you mean then. Probably better if it's pitch black rather than a little bit of light.
No light.
Yeah. So it's probably better, isn't it, if there's no light, so that...
Well, you see where you're going, I guess.
Yeah.
I've run into people many times, dashing from work to go home, get a quick wash, so I could go to a dance, you know.
Yeah.
And I come flying down and boom! I'm running. Oh, I'm sorry, you know. Oh dear, yeah.
That's quite funny, yeah.
This lad that walked me home once, he was going to running to catch a tram or something, or a bus, trolley bus, and he ran into a wall.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Because you couldn't see it. It wasn't safe to run, really.
Yeah.
You could run, and you couldn't have a flashlight, you see, because, well, you could, but you couldn't go around if everybody had a flashlight that showed too many lights. You know?
So what about the cars and the trams? How did they get around?
You didn't see many cars.
Right.
No, trolley buses. Well, I guess they'd be blacked out, wouldn't they? You know, everything were blacked out. All windows were blacked out. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, how did they drive? Because they can't see the roads, right?
I don't know.
Were they on lines? The trolley buses were on wheels, weren't they?
Yes. Yes, they were on tires, you know, and they just hooked up on the wires overhead, you know. Yeah. Maybe they had little, some kind of a light at the front, you know.
Right.
And if the siren went or anything, they'd stop, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose you'd hear the planes, wouldn't you? I mean, did you hear planes every night? Because they must have been going...
Just about. Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of our planes you would hear, going over, you know. Yeah. Oh, really droning up there, you know. You could tell which were ours and which were Germans, you know. Yeah. Oh, it's one of ours, you know. Yeah. Yeah, we did. We'd hear this. If it were a lone plane, you know, we'd be listening. And, oh, yes, it's we'd name it.
It's a Lancaster, or it's a Wellington, or something like that. Or a
Halifax or something. Yeah. Yeah. Or a Focke-Wulf,
Messerschmitt.
Yeah, Messerschmitt, yeah. Mm. And we probably were wrong half the time, you know, but we thought we knew all of them, you know.
Yeah.
Because your granddad, if he'd been there when that was going on, he probably would have known, because he knew all his blooming planes, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.